I bet you didn't know this, but you can change the way your specific person feels about you. I know how terrible it feels when your specific person is not responding to you properly. You feel like nothing is going to change, and you think your specific person is not attracted to you. But don't worry, because your specific person is attracted to you. In fact, they will change the way they feel about you. Countless people have done this, and the good news is it is not rocket science. Also, it is not some woo-woo stuff or crystal magic work. It is simple and extremely easy. You have been doing this unknowingly your whole life. But if you want to manifest your specific person, then you have to make this a conscious process. You have to apply this consciously in your life, and it will start working in your favor. Manifesting something is nothing but choosing your feelings and thoughts consciously. And the ones who succeed in doing this manifest their desires. Now that you know all of that, you realize that it is possible. Then you definitely are looking for ways to make them attracted to you. You can make them choose you. You can make them feel the way you want them to feel. It is possible. To begin with, I want you to know that others are repeating your inner conversations and others are showing you what you feel about yourself. If you feel like trash, then the world, being a huge mirror, will show you that you are trash, and when that happens, you feel terrible. So, changing the way you feel about yourself is the first step to making your specific person change the way they feel about you. If for the whole day you are locking yourself up in the room and scrolling social media mindlessly, then you are lazy. And when you are lazy, you feel underconfident. This underconfidence makes you sad, and this sadness manifests more scenarios where you feel sad. In short, you view yourself as a sad person, and you look at the world through the lens of being sad. This does not end here, as your specific person is also part of the universe, and they act in a manner that makes you feel sad. This is because your specific person is just a messenger telling you who you are. You assume that you are sad, and your specific person confirms that you are a sad person. Your SP is always conforming to whatever assumptions you are holding internally. The world is a manifestation of consciousness, that the individual's environment, circumstances, and conditions of life are only the outpicturing of the particular state of consciousness in which that individual abides. Therefore, the individual sees whatever he is by virtue of the state of consciousness from which he views the world. Any attempt to change the outer world before he changes the inner structure of his mind is to labor in vain. Right now, you are viewing this world from a particular state of consciousness. If you are feeling that no one loves you, no one can accept you, and everyone will reject you, then this is what you get. You will view this world from this particular state of consciousness. Like this, you also have a picture of your specific person in your mind where you are viewing your specific person from a particular state of consciousness. Let's say you have a history with your specific person. You know them from a long time, but you made some mistakes, and now they are away from you. You ask them to forgive you, but they are not changing their feelings towards you. Now, you are feeling sad because you hurt them, and in your mind, you are playing a story that they are hurt and they don't feel love. In fact, they are angry and they don't want to be with you. So, you have asked them to forgive you a couple of times, but they don't want to see you or meet you. In fact, they have blocked you. You don't know why this is happening. This is making you feel much more guilty. I am pretty sure that this will not be the case with everyone. But I gave this example to you because I want you to look at this situation from a third-person perspective. If you observe the case study that I gave you, then you will be able to understand why even after the person asked for forgiveness multiple times from their person, still he is getting cold behavior. You might be thinking that in this world, many people commit mistakes and don't even say sorry to another. But this man who is asking for forgiveness multiple times is still getting rejected. What can be the reason for its happening? Well, the answer is simple, and you can understand this by remembering that others are messengers telling you who you are. Since the person is feeling guilty and is persisting in this state of guilt, then do you know what is happening? Well, he is getting more reasons to feel guilty and remain in the state of guilt. The universe is giving him more reasons to be guilty. In fact, his specific person is thinking, oh, you feel guilty, you are holding on to this feeling. This means you want to experience more of that. Okay, I will give you more reasons to be guilty. Then they make you realize again and again that you are a bad person and you deserve to feel guilty. They do certain acts and they say certain words that make you realize that you are guilty, and you remain in this state forever because the cycle continues. This is not about your specific person. This is not about what actions they are taking. This is only about how you are feeling within. If you are feeling guilty, then you are getting more reasons to feel guilty. If you are feeling confident, then you are getting more reasons to feel confident. If you are feeling loved, then you are getting more reasons to feel loved. It is as if everyone now wants to be with you. People start approaching you, and you feel special. This is happening only because you are feeling in a certain way, and you are changing within. Now, how can the person in our case study change their specific person's behavior towards them? I think you are competent enough to give your advice on the case of this person. But still, I will give you an answer. So, this person thinks he made some mistake. Now, where does this mistake exist? Well, this mistake only exists in his mind, in his stories, in his assumptions. In reality, he did some act, and then he thought about this act in a certain way that made him feel that he did something wrong. Now, it does not mean that I am supporting his mistakes. Mistakes are made by everyone. Like if you were asked to buy a white cloth and you bought a black cloth, then generally we say that it is a mistake. It occurred only because you did something against the agreement and the rules. But anyway, you made a mistake, and you are a great person that you felt guilty and said sorry for it. But would you remain in this guilt forever? Would it benefit you? It won't benefit you, right? So, the solution is simple. You have to give this story a new direction. This direction can be given by you by changing your feeling state. Now, you have to feel love. You have to feel attractive, and you have to feel confident. You have to disconnect yourself from this feeling of guilt. I am not asking you to talk to your specific person and show them that you are not guilty anymore. I am not even asking you to change them. You don't have to change anyone. You don't have to even convince them to change their behavior and feelings towards you. You just have to change your feelings. You have to change the way you are feeling internally. And this is how you bring changes in your reality. This is how you make their feelings change towards you. There is no other way to bring about this change. If you want them to become attracted towards you, then you have to feel like a person who is attractive. Whatever you want will happen if you change your dominant state of being. Just keep this in mind. You are not changing anyone. You are not changing how they feel. And you are also not convincing anyone to change. You are changing yourself because there is no one to change but self. By changing the self, it means changing the self-concepts, changing the identity. The real you choose these concepts, the real you choose the identity, and the real you choose the state of consciousness. There are unnumbered states of consciousness. You can say that there are infinite states to choose from. The real you believes itself to be the state when it enters this state and fuses with it. This is how you are presented with that particular state, and you think that it cannot be changed. You think these fixed ideas and assumptions to be true. You live in these assumptions for many years. You remain with this idea for a longer period of time. For some, it can be for a lifetime. These fixed ideas restrict you from thinking and feeling in a certain way. It makes you trapped in looking at the world in a particular direction. Like in our case, the person was looking at himself as guilty and is trapped in thinking that he is a bad person and it will remain forever. He was trapped in thinking that the specific person would not love him, and therefore he was trapped in this fixed idea. But you have to change this fixed idea. You have to change the way you view yourself and disconnect yourself from the previous assumptions. There are many techniques to do this, but I find guided meditation to be a very effective technique for myself. I have designed a guided meditation video that has given people immense results with their specific person. You can find this video by clicking on the first video that now appears on the screen.